Welcome everybody to today's live sit and talk. This is a very exciting show where I sit and talk, as you probably could have guessed. Anyway, and in this show I'm going to be answering your questions. One's from the last show where you've left comments, and we'll be answering the questions of the actual live viewers as well. But we're also going to be, I'm going to be starting to turn this show more slightly away from only answering comments to starting to use it for some other fun stuff as well, because you know it's fun just to have comments answered and all that, but it's also more fun to have some news and other cool stuff. And I have some pretty cool stuff I want to show you today, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to move this behind so I'm not constantly looking at myself. That way I can look at the camera and look at you instead. So what we're going to be doing is I'll be answering some questions live, I'll answer some questions here, and then I got some stuff to show you, and then I'll answer some more questions, and then I got some more stuff to show you. I got a few things to show you and some sneak peeks to some stuff I want to do, and I want to get your feedback as well, both live and from the comments. So if you're watching this live, then don't ask the questions yet. I can see people already asking questions. Wait till I ask for them, because otherwise your questions will get buried and I won't actually answer them. So when I say, okay, I'm ready for questions, feel free to type them out. In the meantime, feel free to chat to each other, chat to me. You can still talk to me. By all means, make sure you chat. I'll still be looking down and I'll catch the odd comment here. But I mean like the full-on questions for this show, just hold off, because we'll get to that. And if you're watching this as a recording, which will be put up shortly after the show is over, then leave a comment in the comments below, obviously, if you have a question that you want me to answer in the next show. Or you can just comment on the show as well, whatever you want to do. And also, I'm always open to feedback of what you would like to see on this show. I think I'm actually going to bite the bullet and make this a weekly show. I know it's been weekly for the past for like 2 weeks. I think this is the second week in a row that I've been consistent. And I'm not technically a consistent, or typically, not technically, I'm not typically a consistent guy when it comes to video series, just because there's so much else going on that I had to like schedule it. But this is nice because there's not really any editing to do, and there's only a little bit of preparation beforehand. So I think we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. Maybe not on the Thursday, because Dave does his live show on Thursday as well at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I might choose another day, because we have a lot of Vault shows, and we want to make more free shows as well, obviously. And so I might kind of spread that out. So, all right, we're doing pretty well for viewers. I think it probably will be a lighter show today. There'll be less people on, but that's okay. So I'm consistently inconsistent. Yes. See, perfect. So maybe I am consistent. So let's start off. I'm going to take a few questions from the live viewers right now. So go ahead and post your comments or your questions, and then I'll do a couple questions here, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So go ahead, ask any questions. Here we are. Mephiston BA. Matt, why have the Vault Daily Deals and the regular Daily Deals been the same item a few times the last couple of weeks? That's interesting, and I was notified of that again today, and I think I fixed the problem. You see, what happens is, since there's 2 daily deals, if you know anything about servers and how they work, we have something called a cron job. And a cron job, nothing to do with Necrons, is basically a program that is scheduled to run at a scheduled point whenever you schedule it on your server. Like, for example, the daily deal runs at midnight. So I don't actually like get up at midnight and run this program that chooses the daily deal. I've told my server to run this PHP script that I wrote myself, and it goes through and it does all this stuff to choose a daily deal, set it up, send out the email, and everything else. And so I have 2 crons. I have one for the regular daily deal and one for the Vault daily deal. And when the one runs, one of the qualifications it looks at when it's choosing a daily deal item is this already in the daily deal? If it is, then don't do this one. But the problem is, I realize, I think this is why it's happening, is both of these cron jobs run at the same time. So they both might actually, and it seems to happen, get to the point where it's like, is this in the daily deal? No. Is this in the daily deal? No. Okay, put it in the daily deal, put it in the daily deal. And they end up putting the same product, because while they're checking, they kind of like both look at the product at the sthen time. It's like we got this product right here, and 2 people are supposed to choose one product, and the one person comes in and the other person comes in, and they're both like, hey, it's not in the daily deal, and then they both grab it. Now obviously it doesn't work with a physical product because you can't grab it twice, but in this one it actually works. So I think that's what's happened. So what I've done is I've actually set the one daily deal to go 2 minutes after the other daily deal, so that should correct it. But if you notice that they're duplicated again, let me know. I should catch it because I get the emails too. So that's why. That's why they've been the same. All right, another question. Shred Rig, are you ready for the influx of Quebecers, Quebecois maybe, moving to Ontario if ever Quebec separates? The new premier is separatist, and I don't like her. That would be fine. It would help our economy to have more people here, not to get rid of Quebec. Obviously I don't want Quebec to separate. I think that's kind of silly, and I just, come on, we're Canada. We're all Canadians now. If people are still talking about separating, we're like 150 some odd years old. 100, I don't know. We're pretty. The country's getting up there in age, and so if we're still holding on to that kind of stuff, it's just kind of foolish. It's a country, so yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, Obsidian Katana. Yay, coding. Runs the smartest programs in the world. Dumb as doorknobs. It's true. This is why artificial intelligence is quite difficult, because you write a program and it can appear... And programs are very good at what they do. Like, they can calculate faster than us, they can do stuff faster than us, but they don't have reasoning. And that's kind of where it all comes in. You can program it to mimic reasoning, but it can't. Alright, Warhemic. Hello, Matt. Me and my friend... More started a group which focuses on Warhammer 40k. I want to add Warhammer Fantasy or Smith. We are located in Czech Republic, you may remember. In a week we will have our first video, intro plus first bat wrap. I would like to do it much more than only bat wraps. I have many ideas. If you are interested for some kind of co-op, then tell me. We're always interested in people posting their content on our site. So you have it, you put it on our site, it gets you more views, depending on the day and the type of video it is, you'll get more views for your YouTube channel as well. So that's definitely something that we always like. Red Dragon 162, does Dave come into work late on Thursday or Friday because of his Chaos show? No, he actually does work. He works a regular shift, goes home, then comes back after all his kids are in bed. Vichy Swas. Hey, Matt, do you think I should paint my Imperial Guard as Eucadians? What would that color scheme be? Would that be like red coats? Would that be it? Painted like red coats? Or what is the color scheme of the army in the UK? Borg OPL, who will be playing Zlanthos in MiniWarGaming? Well, Dave has a Reclaimer's army that's all painted up. Justin, and the guy that works in the warehouse, he's got a Zlanthos army that he's painting up. We've got Owen, who's working on the Zlanthos army, so we got those two. And then I'm doing Corporation, and Dan is doing Reclaimers at first. And of course we'll switch around, especially me. I'm going to want to play test all the different ones. And the other guys, maybe they'll stick on their same armies just so they can kind of learn it and really give that kind of feedback. So it seems like Zlanthos, a lot of people locally, when I look at our local orders, a lot of them are choosing Zlanthos. So maybe in the play test they seem to perform the best. Actually, I think the Corporation usually did pretty well too, so I'm not quite sure. Oh well, we'll be doing lots of battle reports very soon. Alright, Drewski83. Hi Matt, are members still able to vote on the regular daily deal? The link is gone and I can't seem to find a place to vote. Thanks. I've been meaning to put up a link for that. And yes, you can. You go to miniwargaming.com/vote-DOD, I think. Hold on, let me check that. Vote-DD. Here, I'll put a link right here. What I need to do is, sorry, that's miniwargaming.com/vote-DD. I just put a link in the comments. So what I need to do is have it so when it shows a daily deal, or on the daily deal page, it has a link to that page too. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Been so busy. Shred Rig, I love those thematic paint schemes, or as you wrote, pant schemes. I love pant schemes. Where you're like trying to sell pants that are actually not that good, but people are fooled into thinking the pants are good, so it's a big scheme. So I love those. Alright, Red Dragon says it's all about the salvagers, baby. I know, I look forward to them too, but don't count on them anytime soon. Sponge Murphy, Irish Army could be bright green, maybe. Alright, Turret. We're going to say Turret Thumper. Hi Matt, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and we do not have a wargame clue here. Club, I guess is what you mean. How can I get started with that here? Well, that goes... Oh, club. No, you corrected it. There we are. That goes for anybody who doesn't have a club nearby. You have to start one. When I first got into wargaming, I got my friends into it. That's really what it came down to. I got Dave into it, and then we started this business. But there was no club around here. The nearest store is 25, 30 minutes away, and they didn't sell Lord of the Rings, which is what we started with. So I just had to get my friends into it. In the end, I got like 3 or 4 people into it, and we played, and it was fun. So you just have to you have to be the, what's the word? Like the press ganger kind of thing, like Privateer Press saying, the fanatic, the person who just tries to get their friends into it. It's a lot of work, I will admit, so you have to be very passionate. Obsidian Katana, as far as challenging MiniWarGamers is concerned, I know the prerequisite is to have a fully painted and minimum proxied list. With the recent Skype bat reps, though, I've noticed in-store models used. What are the odds of coming up to play with a distinct lack of models of my own? Money's tight, trying to get a force together. If you're coming from a distance, we might work something out. It's like we do occasionally have people borrowing armies, but we try, the whole idea of getting other gamers in is to show other armies as well. So we prefer that you bring your own, but if you did happen to challenge us and you wanted to use our models, as long as you were familiar with the army, then that should be okay. Red Dragon, the Irish army would be squats that are drinking. Very nice. Okay. Shredrig, Bwahaha, Dave's not the only one with scrutiny powers. Firestarter. Oh, you want me to start reading the comments the actual way that they're written? That'll be fun. Fire Drake 18, he missed my question again. You're right, so post it again. Mephiston BA, what do you think of any of the new Dark Angel rumors? I think that they're true. Not that I have any proof of it, but it just makes sense with the new starter set. So, just makes sense. Nocturus 523, Halo Matt, I was curious, how does Owen have his Barracudas attached to their flying bases? With glue? I don't know. He's not here right now, so I can't get him answers. So I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. Paradox Goblin, why are Dave's Reclaimers orange? Because that's the way he wanted them. Rich 9517, any developments on the live chat on the website? Not yet. Haven't gotten around to that with the Black Friday sale. Pishi Swas, PP fails. I bought a box of Paingiver Bloodrunners, and both the leaders' arms were missing from the box. That's going to happen. Every manufacturer is going to make mistakes like that. Paradox Goblin, I don't remember be orange in concept art, so that doesn't matter. You paint them however you like. Those aren't the official paint scheme, so, and there actually wasn't any colored concept art for the Reclaimers, so it doesn't really matter there. Punisher 1, Matt, are you interested in PlanetSide 2 since it went free to play on Tuesday? It was released on Tuesday. I actually haven't really seen a trailer for that, so I don't know. And Red Dragon says Privateer Press replaces missing parts for free. That's true. All the manufacturers I've found are great with that kind of thing, because it's going to happen. Like you're packaging thousands and thousands and thousands of boxes. You're going to make mistakes, and so it'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to go to the comments here to answer something, and then we'll have some other stuff. So don't post any more questions right now, live viewers. Not until I ask for them again. Otherwise, they'll just get buried otherwise. Okay. Nisetti, 6 days ago, said, hey Matthew and any guest speakers. I really appreciate the work you and the MiniWarGaming crew do for the wargaming community. I'm thinking of becoming a Vault member. That's awesome. Because I want to support you more and watch more awesome videos. That's exactly what being a Vault member would do. On to the questions. 1. Do you think the Eldar need an update in the next year or so? Yes. 2. You could call these sit and talks jibber jabber. You could put a question mark at the end like it was a question. You could call these sit and talks jibber jabber? Nah. 3. What do you think Necron's downfall? I seem to be struggling against them. Thanks for all your hard work and love these sit and talks. Yeah, that's the problem. Necrons have very powerful flyers, so if the people you play against always bring flyers, then you need to play against different people if possible. I had one person ask me the other day saying, I play against my friend, he has Blood Angels and he brings 3 Storm Talons. How do I deal with that? And he's playing Tyranids. And I said, get a new friend. Or tell him to stop bringing Storm Talons, because you know, it's power gaming is fine, but when something is super unbalanced as flyers is in the game, you need to agree with your friend what you're going to play. So the Necron's downfall, close combat is not their downfall, but they're definitely not strong there. So if you can engage them in close combat, that's good. They're very powerful shooters. They've got a lot of neat abilities, but they're definitely not unbeatable. So I would say just your typical tactics for taking down any kind of Marine army would work with them as well, except that they're even worse in close combat than Space Marines. Okay. Oh, I wanted to show you the that, but I don't think I have the video. I was going to get it. Maybe next week I'll do that. I'll talk later about that. Okay, so Duke Dolman, hey Matt and Co. A few queries for me, answer them if you can. 1, are you still using Sony Vegas for editing? Yes. If so, what particular program is it? Studio? Pro? It's Studio. So, yeah, Studio, Movie Studio HD, whatever the latest version is. 2, I'm going into my first 6th edition 40K tournament, so with my NIDs. It's doubles. Any general advice for a NID player in a tournament? You probably will lose in a tournament setting. NIDs are competitive, but in tournaments you're going to have people just bring in the cheesy lists. But it is a doubles tournament, so that could help. I don't actually play in tournaments, like ever. I do battle reports, that's it. So usually they're friendly games. They're competitive, but they lean more towards friendly than competitive. 3, if my club members and I wanted to come down to battle you guys at your store, would you film it for your bat reps? Yeah, of course. That's what we're always looking for. So go to miniwargaming.com/challenge to challenge us. Alright, enough questions from the audience. I want to show you something. Oh, we're 17 minutes in. So I'm messing around with this idea, and I want you to tell me what you think. Okay? Alright. I think this will work. There. Okay? What do you think? Okay? I hope that worked. I think it did. So we'll come back to this. So live chatters, what do you think of that idea? We got a Let's Play. Yes, that's what I would do. Sponge Murphy says, oh. Punisher1 says, Aragast. Obsidian Katana says, A+++. Sponge Murphy says, nice. TJS Carrot says, drool. Turret Thumper says, yes. Shredrig says, sweet. Turret Thumper says, woot. Borg OPL says, yes. Fire Drake 18 says, Iron Warrior, cool. Fishy Swass, Matt, what will you do with the $37? Oh yes, $37. We've already shipped that out last week. Okay, I got to show you this. For those of you that are not aware of this awesomeness, let's see if I can find it. Do I have it right here? I do. Okay, last week I drew this picture. All right. So there it is for all your viewing pleasure. And it's because I couldn't get the concept art to work, which I have been able to get this time to work. So we're going to be showing you some of that. And somebody said you should post it on eBay. And I said, of course I'm not going to post it on eBay. And then everybody seemed to insist on that. And I'm like, okay. And it sold for $37. So today we are going to have a giveaway. So we'll have 2 giveaways. One during the show and one that will require you to do something else that doesn't require you to be here live. So let me ask you a question. What do you think you should have to do in order to win this prize? Because I'm completely unprepared for this, and so I'm open to ideas. And number 2, what do you think the prize should be? So I need a prize, and you know, we got $40 to spend, so like 2 $20 prizes, or maybe 2 $30 prizes, I don't know, whatever. What do you think the prize should be? And what should you have to do for it? Something simple would be best. We got video contest, painting competition. Do we have to tell you what is on the 3rd paragraph, 4th word on page 72? Yeah, there's that idea. I can pull something out, maybe the Warhammer 40K rulebook or something. How about 2 sets of 2 dark potential models? Hey, that's a good idea. Or maybe a starter set. You know what? It's a dark potential model, so this is definitely something we should do, a dark potential giveaway. So there will be 2 giveaways. 1 starter set of your choice and 1 starter set of your choice. One will be done live today, although I don't have the box or anything because we're almost done that, but you know, it's coming very soon. And the other one will be done. You have to do something over the week. Painting comp. No, let's not do a painting comp. I like the idea of a video contest maybe. What else? To win it, your username has to have shred in it. Nice, shred rig. Very good. No. What else? Come on, give me some ideas. What should you have to do to win the Dark Potential Starter Set? These sell for $60, so it's $2 $60 prizes. So I made 37. We'll give away 2 $60 prizes. Dark Potential Rulebook lookup thing. You know what? That's a good idea. Very good idea. So I'm going to give you a little heads up that you need to find the Dark Potential Rulebook or answer a math question. That's funny. The best WoW video. That's even funnier. That's probably what I'll do. Although WoW is 40K thing, so maybe I got to do something like that. I like the idea of a video contest for those who aren't watching this live, or even if you're watching this live, it gives you a second chance to win. And then I'll draw the winner next week, or I'll choose the winner before next week. So, 1,000-word story contest. So, call in with the toll-free number you provide if you can at the moment. I don't think I can right now. I might be able to. Actually, I have a second. Hold on one second. This won't be the 1-800 number though, so don't call that. Alright, this is actually a different line and it has a different number. So, what we'll do, 3x plus 2y, 5x minus y, 2x plus 10y. Well, that's 4, isn't it? That will cost loads. But I'm in Britain, that will cost loads. If you talk for a minute, like if it costs you $1 and you get a free starter set, that ships for free. So, you know, obviously. If I do chat is kind of weird. Slam the door. I had to slam the door, otherwise it doesn't close. It's an old door. So I'm going to give you the number of this phone, which is different than our normal number, so don't call our regular customer support because it will not work. And I will take the first caller who can answer a specific question about the Dark Potential rulebook. So to get the Dark Potential rulebook, go to darkpotential.com, click on Downloads, I believe that's where it is, darkpotential.com, and then yeah, you click on Downloads and there's the main rulebook. It's still an alpha, and so open that up and have it ready if you want to take part in this contest. So, don't call it. Actually, you can't because you don't even know the number. So I'm not even going to show the number. I'm just going to say the number. So you'll have to be ready. So the question is, I'm going to give you a page number, and then you need to answer a question about that. So let's see. 2, 3, 4. All right. So the question is, on page 38 of the rule book, what is the 4th item listed there, the special equipment? The number you call is 905-732-0047. And you have to put in whatever code, like if you're calling from the States or Canada, it's 1-905-732-0047. Now this is for a starter set of your choice. 905-732. Oh, we got a caller. Let's see. MiniWarGaming, Matthew speaking. Oh, you're gonna have to hold on 1 second because I'm getting beeps, which is cutting you off. So just hold on 1 second, okay? I'm not gonna answer the beep though. Don't worry. All right. So you're on speakerphone. So what is the answer first off?
Phase division.
That is actually incorrect. I said the 4th item on the list, not the 2nd. Sorry, I'm gonna have to take the next caller.
Okay.
Oh, whoever was calling in. Oh, here we go. We got another call. This is Matthew from MiniWarGaming. So, all right. So what's the answer? Oh, are you there? Hello? Oh, yeah, I got a flash. Alright, this is Matthew from MiniWarGaming. What's the answer? Okay, this is weird. Let's try this again, shall we? Next caller, still open. 4th item on page 38. The number is 905-732-0047. Matthew from MiniWarGaming. Oh, hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. And who is this? You might want to turn your speakers off. All right. All right, so what's your name?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, good. Hold on, I'm going to put you back on speakerphone.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, so what is your name?
My name is Dominic Lovett.
All right, and what is the answer?
Yeah, down in the southwest.
Okay, and what's the answer to the question?
Okay, it's Dark Manipulator.
That's right. Congratulations. So what was your username on the chat?
It is Hatsumaru 100.
All right. Okay. I got it right
Is
here.
that all good?
So you win. So which starter set would you like? So you like the Reclaimer starter set. All right. So what I'd like you to do is send me a private message on Twitch or on Justin, and send it with your store username. If you don't have a store username, just send me a message and I'll show you how to set it up. And that way I know it's you. Okay. Perfect. So you send that to me, and then I will queue up an order. As soon as the Reclaimer starter sets are out, you will get one sent to you for free. All right? All right, well, thanks for calling in. All right, bye. All right, nobody else call. I'm going to turn off. Maybe I should turn off the ringer. Oh, we'll see. If people call, I'll turn off the ringer. Well, that was fun. So congrats, Tatsumaru 100. You won a Reclaimer starter set shipped wherever you are in the world. Sounded like you had an accent, so that might have been overseas. But we shall see. Where are you from, actually? You go ahead and type that in the chat. And then for the next one, you have to... Okay, I know what the other contest is. Before my next live sit and talk, whenever that happens to be, it'll probably be in a week from now, you have to make a video about Dark Potential. But it needs to be something funny, even if you're not actually funny. You're trying to be funny, and you post it on YouTube, and then how can I get you to submit it? I'm going to make a forum topic after this video is done. Actually, I'll make the forum topic live, all right? And then I will link to it in the chat, and I'll also link to it in the description below. So we'll go to the Dark Potential forum, and I will do a new topic called Video Contest. You know what I mean. And you just reply to that with a link to your YouTube video that's about Dark Potential. It has to do something about Dark Potential, and it should try to be funny. Even if you're not actually funny, you should try to be funny. And then in the next one, I will choose one. Either I will judge my favorite one, and if there's a lot of really good ones, then I'll just choose one at random. And then you'll get a random starter set. Okay? Sound fair? All right. So let's put that aside. So that was fun. Would you like to see some actual Dark Potential concept art? This time I got it working. I figured out why it didn't work last week. It's because I was actually using really, really, really big files. So let me know. Do you want to see some actual concept art for Dark Potential? You can only really answer this if it's live, obviously. Yays. Okay, so that's a yes. So we're going to switch screens. Let me choose the right one here. Okay. Black screen. Don't worry, it's supposed to be black. So here's the one that I was trying to show you last time. This is Xlanthos Infector. And so these were a variety of concepts for his back, and the original one, the top left, I didn't really like, so I had him redo the various ideas for the back. So I'm trying to remember which one we finalized on. It was either the bottom left or one of the top right ones. So put it on eBay. I'm not putting it on eBay, not this time. Well, the drawing you did was actually really accurate. Yeah, I told you I was looking at it. So let's scale the viewport so I can actually see how big this is. Yeah, so this is the concept of the Infector. So hope that you like that. Yeah, bottom right and top left are the worst. Yeah, I didn't really like them. He's basically, and I love my concept artist. He just does a great job. He's been doing, lately I've had him do pages of concepts rather than trying to get one really polished. So you're going to notice that a lot of the concept art I'm going to show you isn't at that like final polish stage that the older stuff was. And that allowed me to get him to do more for the same price. Because he was able to whip together this whole page, and I was able to look at certain things. And I think the bottom left is my favorite one here. So that's pretty cool. Ishiswas 1981, your username changed. Maybe somebody else came in with the same username. Who knows? Or maybe you are faking that you're not actually Ishiswas. Who knows? Okay, so that's the one right there. Then here's one. Here's a cool one. This is the Shock Troop. This is concept art. This is the Xanthos Shock Troop. So it's a fast-moving grav pack guy who has short-range weapons and grenades. So this one has actually already been sculpted, and I have it right here. It's not much to show right now because it's just the greens. I still have to send this off to get manufactured, but we're just working on getting everything out that we have before I start. This will be part of the second wave, but I'll show you the greens as well. So take a look at that. And the pose, the pose is interesting, but it's meant to show that he's really fast. So the weapon that he has is it's a short range. I think it's actually it's a spray weapon. So it does a lot of damage at close range. So it kind of gives a different feel to the typical Xanthos soldier. So hold on, let me go back here. And so this is kind of like basically the Reclaimer soldiers. I really liked them. I liked what the sculptor did because he did the bodies and then he made a head and the arm that was basically interchangeable amongst all three of them, and it was posable. So he's done the same thing, the same guy for these. So this is, you're not going to be able to see it too well, but this is the body for the Shock Trooper. And you can see it's missing his arms and his head. And so we have three slightly different bodies, like they're facing different directions. I know you're not going to be able to see it super well, but oh well. Life does go on. Oh, how did this get inside that? It's amazing. And then, oh, that's the heads. Okay, I see. And so then here's a third body. And then we've got all the various arms. And these are all interchangeable. So you actually, it's not like the Games Workshop plastic kits where you have all these different bits to choose from. We're not quite at that level yet. Eventually, we'll get there. But it does let you have a bit more control over the way that they're posed and everything like that. So that's that one. Strangely, they look like elites off Halo. Yeah, I've heard that basically the concept is Xanthos. A lot of people have kind of been comparing them to a cross between the Protoss and the elites from Halo. And at first I'm like, well, they're kind of different, but I'm like, yeah, they have some similarities there, and I don't mind. They're kind of cool. So this is actually the Manipulator, the body for the Manipulator. I don't even know if you've seen concept art for this. Have you seen concept art for the Manipulator? It's the one that looks like he's holding like the Iron Man weapon. So he's holding out his hand like this, like if you can see that. There's his arm, and then at the end of his arm he's like holding it out, and it's got a little circle there, and that's the Manipulator. That's the thing that pushes and pulls people. It manipulates gravity and other fundamental forces of nature. So all those aliens, they look the same. Moot the Mute says. So yeah, so we've got those two models for the Xanthos. The Xanthos second wave are actually pretty much sculpted. I think there's going to be one more. I think we might. The Infector is the other one that's going to be worked on, and then those three, the troops. There's two solos there. We got the Manipulator, who's another commander, so he's kind of an alternate commander or a second commander, and we've got the Infector. That's going to be. I think that's currently being sculpted, if I remember correctly, and we got the Shock Troops that have been sculpted. So that'll be the second wave of the Xanthos, and then we're going to be working on the Corporation and Reclaimers as well. Pilkey CRC said, how many models do you think would be in the average Dark Potential army? That's interesting because Dave just calculated the points of his Reclaimers, and there was about 20 models, and that was about 500 points. So I'd say about that. You could go more solo heavy and really reduce your model count. You probably could do a 500 point list with like only 10 models, maybe even less if you're going really, really high level. And yeah, all that kind of stuff. Tripta says, is this a Dark Potential only sit and talk? No, it just happens to be the questions that were asked. And also the concept art that I have to show. So if you don't like Dark Potential at all, I do like to talk about it, so I'm sorry. So I have some more concept art, but we'll show it a little later. We'll take some more questions first. So, how are the Salvagers coming along? I haven't even started working on them yet, because we're just working on what we got. So I'm going to take a question from the comments, and then I'll take a question from the live chat. Alright. Let's do... Oh yeah, a Destructor talked more about the Maelstrom thing. Maelstrom was a UK online retailer, and they went out of business. So I've actually learned a lot more about it. I'm still not going to say that I know everything about it. But let me just kind of go over it really quickly. Basically what appears to have happened, and this is combining both sides. Maelstrom said, we had a debt with the company and we were repaying it, and then Wayland Games comes in and buys that debt and forces us to pay it all, which we couldn't afford, and so they forced us out of business. And they make it sound really bad. And then Wayland Games clarifies and says, actually they weren't paying back the debt, and so we bought the debt to force them to pay it because it was hurting the company. It was like £100,000 for a small manufacturer, which, as much as it wasn't putting them out of business, was putting a strain on their business, and so that's not good for the market. So they put the pressure on it, and Maelstrom went out of business. There's been a lot of hearsay about Maelstrom moving their assets out, getting kind of prepared for this. I don't know the truth of all of that, but it's too bad. It's really, really too bad that had to happen. Sure, it's one less competitor, right? I should be happy, but these kind of things are never good for the industry. So it is too bad. So that's what I've heard. There's a lot more details. You want more details, then just type in Google Maelstrom and Wayland stuff, and you'll find all sorts of forum posts and copy and paste notifications from the different websites. But that's basically what's going on. Wayland is not going out of business, so they're actually doing quite well. Pilkey CRC says, so Owen has Tau, Dan has Tau, and you said you'd probably collect Tau if nobody else did, and they had a new codex. Is this because you all like Tau, or is it just to taunt Dave? I actually like Tau. I like the way they look, but I'm not going to collect them now that we have 2 people playing them. So it was mainly because I like them. Drewski, what are your thoughts on Dawn of War 2 and Space Marine video games? I noticed they're on sale this week on Steam. Do you think they're worth the money? My thoughts are, the Space Marine video game was fun, but it was too gory. I'm not a fan, and I don't think it's a good thing to have these super gory games, and it was very gory. Like, just over the top, you're stomping on the orcs' heads, and they're exploding all over the place, and you're putting a chainsword in them. It's just over the top. Dawn of War 2, it's funny because it has the same level of violence, but because the guys are this big, rather than you doing it, it doesn't have the same level of kind of violent feel to it, because it's all happening in really far away. It's like when you're playing StarCraft. There's so many guys dying, but you don't even think about that. You're just going on and you're controlling everything, and it's a lot of fun. So the Space Marine did have a less blood setting. See, they must not have had that when I got it when it first came out, because I looked for that setting and I couldn't find it. And it's funny because we went, they actually invited us, THQ brought us down to California to preview the game, and the way they talked about it, they're like, yeah, it's visceral. We just love the fact it's visceral. They used the word visceral, which means like very bloody, very gory. And they used it like they were proud of it. Like this was just the thing about the game, is it's visceral. It's so awesome how you pound their skulls in and rip their hearts out and blow up the guys that you're up against. And I was like, that's just not what I like to see. So, that's what I think of that. Dawn of War 2 is a lot of fun, though. It's not my favorite strategy game. I'd say if I was going to give it a percentage rating, where like StarCraft gets like in the 90s, Dawn of War would get high 70s or low 80s. So it's definitely worth playing, but it won't necessarily be your favorite game. And the multiplayer, I tried a little bit and didn't like it at all. So I'm not sure if that's improved or not. Lord Draven says the Space Marine multiplayer isn't full of gore like the single player. That's true, because you're more focused on like shooting from a distance, where even when you get in close combat, it takes a while to kill the guys. Warhammock, how long should the video be for the Dark Potential contest? Whatever. Paradox Goblin, Electron Master exploded people, hypocrite. Well, guns are still going to do stuff. Like, I'm not saying that, in a game you can't have like something dying and something else killing it. It's more the amount of graphic nature. And the Electron Master doesn't explode people, it just strips their electrons, so most likely it actually disintegrates them and then sends out electric pulse around them. I'm not actually sure exactly how it looks. But yeah, we have guns and stuff in the game. That's one thing. It's more depicting the graphic violence that I have a problem with. So you can argue with that all you want. I know that people are going to disagree. In fact, I know like Total Biscuit, I think it was, Total Halibut or whatever it is, when his first time playing the game, he just loved the gore. He was like, oh, I'm glad that they just went all out and made this an M-rated game. And I'm like, so obviously some people like that. So Red Dragon 162, are you offering upgrade packs of the second wave figures for Dark Potential, or do we have to buy all the minis separately? It'll be combos. I always like the idea of having like starter sets, upgrade packs, army sets, because buying them individually is more like if you just want that one solo. But for the most part, you're going to be able to buy them at better prices in boxes. Here we are. Destructor Tau can get an update, but it will be after Marines and probably someone else. Yeah, Tau need an update pretty badly. They're doing pretty well, but you have to play them like 1 or 2 ways, and that's about it. So they could use an update. Blood Angel of Mana, should I keep reposting my question? Yes, if I'm looking for questions and yours has gone away, then by all means, feel free to spam it until I answer it. Tripta, Matt, I always forget the name of your town. How far of a drive from Peterborough? It's Welland. Peterborough, I think, is 3 hours away? 4 hours away? I'm not sure. Welland. Cultist Champion. Bandits, talk about bandits. How long do I have to wait for them? They're not even in the works yet, so I have no idea. Fire Drake 18, I tried ordering 2 Ironsmith Warsmiths, but I did not get the discount. Are they 25% off as well? I believe those are special order items, and we don't do discounts on special order because we don't get hardly a discount on them, and they take forever to come in. Shredrake, Montreal students on strike because tuition is planned to be up from $2,000 to almost $4,000. Going to be on strike from going to school. It's like prices are going to go up. Just, you know, do what you have to do. Lord Draven, do you think they should re-add the Red Terror in 6 for NIDS? I'm surprised they didn't. They should definitely do it. Blood of Angel Minoth, how long does it take for you to respond to an email? Thanks for the clarification. If you're talking about our help desk, then typically within 24 hours or less. Depends on the time of day that you submit it. If you're talking to me personally, usually within 24 hours or 1 business day. But assuming I got the email, it didn't go to my spam. Or Hemmick, I've heard that Tau will have 2 flyers. That would make perfect sense. Mephiston says, we pay close to $10,000 a year at the U of A or the UFC. Yeah. Education, you gotta get it. Education is worth the money, whatever it costs. So you just gotta do whatever it is that you need to do to get it. Moot the Mute, would buying used models on eBay be a good idea for getting one's feet wet in that pool that is wargaming? Depends. Do you like the hobby aspect of it? Do you really like the idea of painting? Then buying models on eBay is kind of an iffy thing because who knows how well the paint job is done, how much cleaning you'll have to do. So it could actually be a lot more time, but it definitely is cheaper. So if you're just looking to add to your army and you're not too worried about painting it, then eBay is a good way to go. Heck, I buy models off of eBay because I just don't have the time to paint them all. So, Vichyssois says $2,000. University tuition fees here in the UK have gone up to £9,000 a year. Well, when he says $2,000, it might just be for 1 or 2 classes. I'm not sure, but yeah. Okay. Tripta says, unless you're getting a Spanish transgender philosophy degree. Yeah, I agree that there's certain degrees that are more useful than others, but education is always good. Even for the sake of education, education is good. But it's obviously better if there's an application to what you're learning. Blood of Angel of Menas said, maybe my email went to spam. Should I label it specifically? Did you send it to me, or did you send it to support@miniwargaming.com? Alright. Turret Thumper says, Matt, are you going to collect any hordes? I would like to actually collect hordes, but first I got to work on Dark Potential, and I got to work on other stuff too. But I do want to collect a hordes army. Not sure which one. Not trolls, because we see them a lot. But something else. Maybe Circle. Circle would be fun. Warhammock says, I bought a trial, but I don't like it so much. It is almost the same. I knew it was going a month more, but I sent an email to MiniWarGaming support about canceling it. It is 1 week, still no answer. That's unusual. If it's been more than a day, a business day, then something happened to it, so it must have gone to spam. So try sending it again. And if that doesn't work, you can actually cancel it yourself by going to miniwargaming.com/account, and you click on subscriptions. And if you paid by PayPal, you'll have to log into your PayPal account and manually cancel it there. But if you paid by credit card, then you can go to miniwargaming.com/account, and there will be a button there to cancel it. Vichyssois says, Scorn! Yeah, Scorn is also one I've been looking at. All the hordes are pretty neat. Even like doing a Minions army might be fun. Red Dragon, when will more Mantic Forge Fathers be in stock? It's actually hard to keep Mantic stuff in stock. Not because it sells so much, but because it's just not well, like there's not a lot of really good distributors here. We have a lot of distributors who carry Mantic, but they just don't ever seem to have full stocks on it. So we do the best we can. The moment it's in stock with one of our distributors, we'll have it. I see a Conquest. Yes, that's very nice. Andy says, question about your vision of the future in Dark Potential. Where do the factions find clean underwear? They don't. Isn't that kind of gross? Tripta says, I'm so tempted to buy the Vault membership again. Well, it obviously really helps to support us. That's what allows us to have extra employees making even more videos, so it actually provides more free content. So it's definitely helpful. So if you are able to, it's a big support to MiniWarGaming. Alright. Pilkey says, yeah, but the U.S. is expensive in general as it's all privately funded. Yeah. Blood Angel of Minna said, I sent the email to you at Matthew@MiniWarGaming.com. Well, that's even stranger. Well, send it to support@MiniWarGaming.com. Because they'll get to it faster than I will. All right. Sponge Murphy says, metal underpants. Yeah. I don't know if that would feel very comfortable, though. Cultist Champion, when can we expect Dark Potential battle reports? If all goes well, next week. Don't hold me to that. Shredrig says the protests got violent, so that tells you what kind of people protested. Yeah. Destructor says the violent kind? Ah. Okay, so here's a question from the comments left from before. It's actually by Destructor, who's actually on the live show too. Matt, a friend of mine was going to open a wargaming/comic book shop, and he was going to mainly be selling Games Workshop stock, but his loan he had taken for a shop in his first stock only left £1,000 for stock in Games Workshop shop. Games Workshop demands a minimum of £3,000 per order. Is this the case with you, and do you know a way that he could get around this? First off, no, that is not the case with me, but it sounds like you're talking in pounds, so it sounds like you're in the UK, so I don't know how it works over there. There might be different minimums. I do know they have a lot more rules in the UK than Canada. In Canada, it's like the rules are, here's your minimum for free shipping, the end. And that's about it. £3,000 per order is actually not that much for an initial stock. If it's £3,000 per order, that sounds a little ridiculous, and I doubt that's the case. It might be like a £3,000 initial stock order, but even that is that's not horrible. Like I know as a business owner that having an extra $5,000 around for another product line is not that easy to do. But you're not going to stock much with £1,000. You're just not going to have much there. So. Is there a way to get around it? You just have to kind of sell his other stuff and then save up the money and then expand. That's really what it has to be. If you only have a certain amount of money, you got to just invest it where you can. It's a shame as we have no shop for about 40 miles, and that is the center of the capital, Edinburgh, so we needed a friendly shop to play in and talk, rather than just the tiny thing that the old guy pushes us out when we have paid. So any ideas? Yeah, unfortunately that's just it. Now you're in Edinburgh? Like, what's the nearest? How long would it take you to get to the nearest actual good one? Because I always had this impression that in the UK there's like a Games Workshop around every corner. Is that an incorrect impression? Rich says, from what I know about ordering GW stock in the UK, depending on what program you're on, you only need to have a minimum order of £100. That might be reordering. He might be talking about like the initial order, that initial stocking. Pilkey says, Games Workshop stores aren't that great. Shredrig says, use the store finder. I guess I could do that, but I don't want to. Okay, Max Generator. Hey Matt, which page does it specifically say the Flying Hive Tyrant can have Skyfire? I saw in FAQ that Flying Monstrous Creatures can change between Skyfire and normal, but can't see the special rule associated to a Hive Tyrant. You answered your own question right there. The Hive Tyrant with wings is a Flying Monstrous Creature. And in the FAQ, Flying Monstrous Creatures can choose to have Skyfire when they start their shooting phase. It looks similar to the hover rule for flyers, where an FAQ states they can change between modes, but only some flyers state they can hover. Yeah, it's flyers never hover. They glide and swoop, and in the shooting phase they can choose to have Skyfire. I think it's only when they're swooping, so like their flying mode, but I could be wrong there. Alright, and then we have a response to Destructors, where it says, this is from Strike, the minimum first order from GW is £500, and after that is £100. Huh. Wonder why you thought differently. Oh, here's a good question, and I want to address this. Crush Groove says, why are you guys pimping Blue Table Painting so much? Is there some business partnership happening? I haven't read anything good about Blue Table Painting online. A guy who's hired by them to paint posted his experience. And their Kickstarter isn't in the spirit of community-funded projects. They're clearly using it to sell their painting services rather than use it to fund an expansion. It seems that they're in trouble financially, so I'm concerned you guys are tying yourself to a sinking ship. I don't want to badmouth Blue Table Painting. I just want you guys to survive and do well. Well, let me tell you, pretty much all three of those things are completely false. Except the fact that, there was a disgruntled employee who posted. We were in Valhalla. I met a lot of their employees. They are all very happy to work for Blue Table Painting. They love it. They enjoy it. And unfortunately, one guy had a bad experience, and You know, you always hear more about the bad than the good. The second thing, their Kickstarter is actually a new thing. They're using their painting service to give you perks. So like, what could we give somebody who gives us $1,000? Well, we can give some painting services. But the money is being used to start a new thing for their company, which is pre-painted armies. Now, I know they already sell some trade-ins, but Sean has this really neat vision. Whether in the end it'll be super successful or not, I don't know, because it's something that's kind of new. And that is to have a store that you could go to where you're just like, I want that army right there. It's 1,000 points, 2,000 points, 1,500 points, the Space Marines that are red, and boom, it's already in stock. It ships out to you really fast. It's cheaper than getting a commission because they do it over and over again, so they get faster at it. So that is the that is why they need this extra money, is then to be able to stock all these different armies. So they actually are starting something new. It's something that they've kind of been trying, but they need the funds to do it. So it's totally something within the realms of Kickstarter. So I don't know what people are saying, like, oh, I can't believe he's trying to make money from Kickstarter. I hate to tell you, but you see companies like Mantic, who have the money to do their next project. They use Kickstarter quite successfully, and you don't see too many complaints about that. And you see bands who already have albums out, who have money, and use Kickstarter. So it's a good platform. Like, maybe it's not being used precisely the way that it was originally intended, but it's definitely a neat platform. So, and if you don't like somebody's Kickstarter campaign, the easiest thing to do is not contribute. As for the fact they're being financially in trouble, they are not. I can tell you that for sure. Like any company, they go through tight cash flow periods. I talked about this a bit last time, but they are not sinking. They are doing quite well. And are we partners with them? We're not partners with them. They're not official contractual partners, but we are partnering with them in certain senses. Like they give us some armies, we get to use them in battle reports. That gives us some more variety, and in return, we promote these armies and promote their services. Win-win situation. I think it's great that we're finally being able to do this with companies. I wish that we could do it with more companies that have services and something that they could offer us in exchange for these advertising. So, Halloween says Federation of Mini War Companies. Yeah. So, all right. Somebody asked where Dave is. He's actually at home right now. So sorry, he's not going to be in the video. Somebody's asking, do you have Warhammocks? Do you have the rules for your anniversary bat rep? I liked it a lot. I don't have them written down, so if you watch the video, then you can kind of discern the rules by going through it. I know that's a little more annoying, but yes. Howlin' Wolf, Matt, I was wondering, do movies in the vault become public after some time or stay locked until I become a member? They're always in the vault. We used to a long time ago. The vault wasn't actually exclusive videos. It was just you got to see the videos 3 months before everybody else. And then we changed it once we were able to produce more videos. Concept art, please. Have you ever, oh, and somebody else, Vespid Chipmunk, have you ever got death threats? No. So, he's at home proxying a couch for a bed. That's good. We should make a video about proxying in real life. Blood Angel of Menace says, alright, the email was asking for helpful hints and tips for the potential startup of my own YouTube channel, such as equipment and advice you could give, as well as some other stuff. Yeah, there are some times where I get emails where I might forward them to the help desk, where I might do something else, or it's possible that I forget to respond to them, because we do get a lot of emails. You want helpful hints and tips for a potential startup for your own YouTube channel, such as equipment and advice I could give? The equipment, go out and buy a $200 or $300 HD camcorder, and buy a $50 to $60 headset mic by Sony Vegas Movie Studio. You've got all the equipment you need. That's it. If you're not going to do voiceover ones, don't even buy the headset. And then look at the videos that we do that are popular and try to mimic them. That's really what it comes down to. As for growing your YouTube channel, honestly, the way you grow your YouTube channel is you post good content. And that's what it comes down to. If you post good content consistently, there's a few things that you can do to boost your views. You got to do it carefully, though. You can advertise it in your forum signatures. You can contact other YouTubers and try to find out, and you post them on MiniWarGaming, that kind of stuff. So that's really what it is. You just see the videos that we do, and the ones that are successful, and other people too, not just us. Look at other websites that are successful, see the types of videos they do, and look at people's comments and find the ones they generally like, and and that's all you have to do. I don't really have any other advice other than that. It is a lot of work, though, so just keep that in mind. Mephiston is talking about, I see a few people asking about the decline in views. We've just had it's just recently, we've been doing a little bit less. We've been putting up a lot of videos earlier, and then we had to pull back a little bit. But don't worry, we're still going to be posting lots of videos. Alright. Harbor Token, Matt, how is it to move to Canada, and what's the process? I don't know. I was born and raised here in this city, actually, so I don't know what the process is. Howling Wolf says, are you going to make some more unedited, very long playtests? I like those very much. Definitely. We'll be doing a combination of like edited battle reports and just the unedited ones, because people seem to like both of them, and it also allows us to get more of them done. So yeah, I do plan on doing more of those. So I'm actually surprised this question hasn't been asked, so I will answer it for you. See that box right there? People are always asking every time it's in a video, where is your conquest? Why isn't it painted yet? People are always asking that. And the first time that I actually have it done, nobody asked the question. How do you think that makes me feel? How does it make me feel? Mr. Colossal, Mr. Conquest? It makes me feel sad, doesn't it? Yes, it does. This is a conquest. Khador Conquest. And it's painted now. It was actually not me that painted it. It was Jay that painted it. So he does commission painting. So make sure you check him out. I don't remember his website. Does anybody here know his website? What's the website for Jay? What's his website? I should know this. Is he, she named? Conky. Maybe we should call him Conky. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird. Colossal? Collie? I don't know if I need to name him. I need to play him in a game. That's what I need to do. So it looks pretty awesome. This thing is cool. I love him. I didn't realize I'd like him so much in real life. I like it better than the Signar one. I saw the Signar one. I was like, yeah, that's all right. But this thing is awesome. So I look forward to pounding these big old fists into Dan's Colossal and just dish, 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 dish. We should like set them up like Rock'em Sock'em robots and like. Yeah, that'd be really worthwhile of a $120 model. Anyways, this thing is cool. This isn't attached. You can actually pivot it so they know what they're going to fire at. I'll put that down. So that's where it is. All you people have been asking all this time. I want to get a second one, though. And I'll have two of them. That would be kind of fun. What do you think about this? It's a YouTube video. Dare I open it? In places. Oh, the Hobbit release. Yeah, we've heard about the Hobbit release. It's coming out December 1st, just so you know. I don't know if we're going to have actually any time to play it. I would like to, but I don't know if we'll have any time. It's because everything else is going on. But I love Lord of the Rings, so it might be fun to play. How's it going with your Tomb Kings? I actually haven't played them in a little while. I actually haven't played a lot of battle reports in a little while. You may have noticed. Well, that's the other reason we have less content coming out right now, because Dan and Owen are still putting out a lot. But Dave has been really busy trying to get this live show stuff going. And I've been really busy with Dark Potential and website updates and all sorts of other things, so I haven't been putting very many videos up, maybe one a week. So that's just the way it is. Alright, now we're at 4 o'clock. Let's see some more concept art. For all you people who love Dark Potential, and even if you don't. Actually, I want to show you. No, I'll show you that after. Alright, so we're going back to the concept art page. So this is the Shock Trooper. Let's try some Reclaimers. I can't remember if I showed you these yet or not. So this is the Reclaimers, the Warden. These are some different concepts. So none of these are final yet for the Reclaimer. So just keep that in mind. This is the Warden. The Warden is one of the other commanders. That's really all I can say. He's going to be a little bulkier than the guy you see here, and he's going to carry one of. Oh, why didn't it work? Why you disappear? Hold on, I gotta find out why that's not showing. Figures. Oh well, I'll see if I can re-add it. Reclaimers, 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 Reclaimers. These guys. Okay, let's edit that and get it smaller. Ah, it's because it's too big. See, I found out the reason that I couldn't add it for anybody who likes to use or who wants to ever figure out XSplit. It's because if the file is too big, like a 3 meg picture, which a lot of these are, then that can cause problems. Still too big. Ignore the dark screen for now. Sketches smaller, smaller. Oh, I did the wrong one, of course. That's why it didn't work. So there we are. So the shield from the guy in the top left here, we actually have this guy getting modeled now. Now it's not exactly like this. It's not going to be quite as thick as this guy because it's not quite the look of the Reclaimers, and he's not going to be holding a big knife. Hold on, I should have the comments open while I'm talking about this. So, and that shield, but then on this guy, but beefier, kind of with a little thicker armor. So this guy will kind of, he's on one of the other commanders, and he's kind of built to work with these guys. So that'll be kind of fun. It's a little sword. That's actually a very big knife. It's actually what it is. It's huge. You call that a knife? Alright, so that's the Reclaimers, Warden, possible concepts. And then we've got some different concepts for the jetpack dudes. What are these guys called? I should know this. I named them. Or maybe somebody else named them and I don't remember. The drop guard. That's what it is. These are the drop guards. So they're basically the guys who have the anti-gravity packs that let them jump around, like jump pack infantry kind of thing. So those are some different concepts. I think I like the bottom right one the most, probably. I see you've played Knifey Spooey before, Shredrig says. I don't actually know what that is. Try to draw a drop guard with 2 pistols. Yeah, they're not Reapers. Oh, somebody asked, Skidmark says, Matt, how did the eBay auction go on your hand-drawn picture? I sold it for $37. Pretty awesome, eh? I think, oh yeah, and then I got some corporation agents. So these are some concepts for the agents. So these are like the more elite squad. I think that's all my concept art that I have to show you today. Yeah. Yeah, that's all of them for now. Somebody says, I'm sorry, but I can see his jetpack flying off and him staying on the floor. Well, it's not a jetpack. It actually uses gravitational fields as well as other force fields. Not like a force field, but like manipulating like electromagnetic forces and stuff to shoot them around. So, Fishy Swa says it's a quote from The Simpsons, Matt, where they spoof Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, I remember that one. I just don't remember that quote. Yeah, call that a knife. They remember me Ghost from StarCraft, says the Iceman. Which one? These guys? They look like ghosts? Hold on. I mean, these guys look like ghosts? You mean these guys? And Tomb King's asking, will there be an option to have full helmets on all the models, or will still be open masked? I don't know. Depends what we end up doing with these. The 2 on the left. Yeah, I guess they kind of look like ghosts. I'm not necessarily going to keep those big helmets, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens. You can green stuff the helmets on. Yes. All right. No open masks. This is a corporation. Remember, they're not the ones that have a problem like the Reclaimers with the environment. So here, I'm not sure if you've seen this video already. I posted it yesterday, I think. 40K Addict says $37. You should pay Dan in hand-drawn stuff. I agree. I should. Tripta says hate bald Space Marines. So anyways, this video, I don't have the sound going for it, is the Dark Potential board made by Adam from greenleafterrain.com. So you've probably seen this video already, but it looks awesome. He's putting the finishing touches on it, but actually, Adam, is Adam still here?
Yeah.
Here, why don't you come take a seat? I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright, this is Adam.
Hi.
So this is Mr. Greenleaf Terrain himself. Everybody say hi, Adam. Oh, I should be blocking your face when I do that. Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Anyways, see if they're saying hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Wave. Great work. Hello, Adam. Hi, Adam. Sup. Hello, Adam. Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Hey. Hi, Adam. Hi. You, sir, are amazingly talented. Hi, Adam. Howdy. Green Moss Terrain. Really, it looks gray. Hi, Adam. Maybe he meant great. Gray is spelled with an E-A-Y.
Yeah.
Hi Adam, hi Adam, hi Adam, hi Adam, hi, I love your board. Hi Adam, kick. work. Very great job on the table, Adam. Hi, Steve.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So this is the board. Still going. I love it. There's still some finishing touches to be done, but it looks really cool. It's going to be. People have been asking, are you going to be doing battle reports on it? And the answer is yes. Not a lot of them, because it's obviously not created with battle reports in mind. It's created more with display quality. This will be taking a lot of our pictures on it, and those are Dave's reclaimers right there, painted all orange and blue. That's not the official scheme of the reclaimers, just so I can say that. I don't think there is an official scheme, although we've got some coming from Worthy Painting that there should be here any day. And yeah, it just looks awesome. I love all the greenery. This is what I want. The only thing that this board is lacking is all the rusted old cars, but that was just difficult. In fact, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this the recording afterwards, what is your suggestion for getting semi-futuristic vehicles that are the right scale and that we can beat up and rustify and all that kind of stuff? Because what have you tried? What did you try when you thought about that?
I went to Zeller's and I looked at all die-cast scale models and stuff, and just nothing was the right. It was all old Fords and everything. So
yeah. We got a suggestion here. My suggestion is for Adam to make me a board to live on. Fishy Swat says, easy, toy cars bashed up, painted rusty. So what was not easy about the toy cars being painted up or bashed up and painted rusty?
Proper scale. It's
Yeah.
all about the scale. A lot of toy cars just don't look right. It wouldn't be. It'd be like clown cars. Several people getting out of a very small car.
Yeah, that's one of the big challenges. And the problem is also this game is like 200 or 300 years in the future, and so it kind of will have its own unique kind of vehicle. So we almost need somehow to make our own, like actually sculpt our own and then cast them in resin or something, just something cheap that we could do, like not metal, but that'd be good.
I read some of those questions back there, and someone said the board is 4x4 feet, and I've been working on it since last month, around the 8th, and I put about 80 hours of work into it.
Yeah, so lots and lots of work. So how does that compare to your normal work?
Oh, that's a lot more work than I normally put into things. Just because everything else I do is generally pieces that are modular pieces, so people can just place them onto their boards, and yeah, that's one of the biggest working boards that I've ever really made. So
did you find that you liked having that freedom, or did you find that made it more difficult?
No, I loved it because I initially started doing like model train scenery and stuff, and so with model trains you can do the full-on scale, have all the people. It's not for playing or anything, so that was kind of getting back to my basics and doing it like that, so it was cool.
Yeah. Somebody says, could you use a land speeder? This is Pilkey CRC. Couldn't you use a land speeder from 40K as the base and then modify it to look less 40K? That's not a bad idea. I wouldn't want to use another games manufactured car in Dark Potential, but the idea of taking a sci-fi vehicle from something and then trying to scale it back. So instead of trying to find a car and make it look more futuristic, look for something futuristic and make it look more modern.
Yeah.
So maybe. So, yeah. All right. Haber Token says, Matt, how early do you have to let you guys know if we're going to challenge you? Just usually a week or two in advance is best, but sometimes you can get one in pretty quickly. Blood Angel of Menoth, what about modeling hobby cars? They might be the right scale, and they may have futuristic ones. Yeah, might just be more expensive though. All of a sudden you're paying like $30 or $40 per vehicle that's on there.
Yeah.
And you want something
that was another thing. I did find some good scale vehicles, but it was about $45 for the one vehicle. So
yeah, and then we want like 10 or 20 of them on the board.
Yeah, it's not economical for terrain.
Yeah, you're looking at hundreds of dollars. And I'd rather almost create something from scratch that we could then duplicate without it, infringing on copyrights and trademark.
Yeah. Well, I found stuff that were like that, but it was like all those die-cast models, so you'd have to build. But then, like I said, they are 1964 Fords and stuff, so those would really not exist in this time period.
Yeah. Tripta says, how close to Niagara-on-the-Lake or touristy Niagara Falls downtown? Niagara Falls is about 20 minutes away. Niagara-on-the-Lake is about 30 to 40 minutes away. So we're not too far. We're all in the Niagara region. All right. Maybe there are no cars because of the scavengers. That could be our excuse. But the scavengers don't like rusted metal, so they would leave most of it alone. They would just go for some components that they might be able to find out of it. How many? Heavy F says, how many boxes of flock did you use?
Quite a bit. I don't know. I can't really tell off the top of my head. I use a lot. Lots of foliage.
Lots of flock, lots of foliage, lots of the tufts.
Yeah, like the army painter tufts. There's a company called Silflor, and they have large packs.
Okay, somebody just put a link in there. Rich says, Matt, have a look. And Tennessee Workshop? Huh. Well, there's something. We could take a look at that. We'll have to look at that afterwards. But thanks for saying that. If anybody else has suggestions, make sure you post it in the comments below if you're watching the recording or even on the chat right now. Skidmark, Adam, what's your favorite race?
In what? In
white.
I was like, okay, Mexicans supporting Dan.
Okay, and what? Favorite race in what? Maybe he's thinking about
Dark Potential. I like the Zelanthos, and I've picked up the Zelanthos starter set. It's all about aliens and going.
40K Addict, getting racist with Matt. Hey, I'm white. My wife is white. I like white people. That sounds really bad. That sounds horrible. I am not racist.
But we all like Dan, and he's Mexican, so that counts.
That's true. And we got Dave, who's like half Chinese, and you know, it's funny because in Welland, Mexican, the race, human race. There you go. I like the human race. That's my favorite race. Here we go again. Thena Bannett says, "Quit before it gets even worse." Says Dan's an orc. We don't have anything against orcs, all right? Just because their skin is green. See, Vicious he's racist. He has something against orcs. Just because their skin is green doesn't mean that they're not something or other, whatever. Anyways, Destructor, how about a Crash Zelanthos flyer dug into the gray building that caused the hole in the first one? That would be cool. That'd be a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially since we don't really know what they look like.
And the hole that is caused in the gray buildings from a landslide would be on another part of a board, so that you don't really see.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's based off the picture. One of these pictures that's around this
Hold on, I can get it.
And it actually has a waterfall. But since the board has to have those buildings to be removable to get out of that room, I couldn't have a waterfall because the waterfalls just wouldn't. You can't attach a resin and have it be able to be removed, and everything is just too difficult.
Hold on, let's see if this works. There we are. It's based off of this picture. So you can see the waterfall, and if you look at the center middle, you can see the waterfall there, and there's also a waterfall in the bottom right. But those wouldn't really work. So we've got, so you can see there's vehicles on this one. It would have been cool to do them, but you know, we can also do them and add them to the board.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very hard. We just have to actually finding them is the difficult part.
Yeah. Matt not Shredbreak. Matt not participating in Movember. Are you kidding? I haven't shaved for like 3 months. Honestly though, if I didn't shave for an entire month, you'd start to see some stubble. I do shave every day, but just to get rid of like the little bits of
stubble. Really, I shaved this morning too.
You did?
I'm joking.
I can only see the video and I'm like, what? I guess it is just kind of. But yeah, no, sorry, I don't really. Sponge Murphy reminds me of Fallout 3. That's funny because I love Fallout, by the way. That's one of the things that got me to post-apocalyptic stuff. But they're more brown than green. Fallout 3 is very brown. Yeah. So it's funny that you would say it reminds you of Fallout 3. I guess
a lot of people told me that, and then I went and looked. I had never played the game, so I googled pictures of it, and yeah, it is. It reminds me of before I put the green on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Fallout is. I know there's parts of Fallout that are green.
Yeah.
But it's mainly a nuclear devastation, so you know it's everything's dead.
Yeah.
So whatever. People keep asking, when will the salvagers come out? When will the bandits come out? So when they're done, which we haven't even started on. We have somebody here saying Fallout is just brown, and then a person Skidmark says Fallout 3 is very muddy. Yeah.
Skidmark would say that.
And somebody's posting one of the specific vehicles from the Antinocitus workshop. Yeah, this one's not bad. That actually is. I wouldn't be too bad for this. I wonder if it's the right scale. It looks like it based on the model that's beside it. That could work. The problem is you need like a variety of cars, not just one. vehicles.
So that's 25 to 35 millimeter war games.
Yeah, so these are all the vehicles. Is there more than one page? No, there's 18 in total, so let's look at them all. Yeah, you got like military vehicles.
That circle bike thing, that's the one.
The Mantis monowheel. Well, let's see how easy I could do this. It'd be really cool if I could just click and drag it into the live stream. That'd be really neat. No, that's clearly not going to do that. Anyway, we're just looking at pictures while you guys are watching this live. It's great. We can look at this after. So, they're going to be wrapping this up in just a minute, so any more questions you have. Is that the car from Minority Report? Yeah, it kind of looks like the car from Minority Report, except that the Minority Report ones, they don't really have wheels. They kind of just...
They're like ride on
rails and stuff.
Race car tracks, like those guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Get the Drop Zone guy to make some. The Drop Zone guy, he's done some fantastic work, but his scaling is all tiny, so it's in some ways it's a lot easier to do that scale. I'm not trying to downplay any of his work. His work is fantastic. No,
but for certain materials, for instance, like he has. I've seen pictures of all the rotted vehicles and stuff, and you can go get Hot Wheels cars or the scale. So like, there's millions of cars, and yeah, just a much more variety of materials to use at that scale. It's like building Flames of War stuff. There's a lot of variety for 15 millimeter scale because big things can be cut up and made smaller quite easily. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Not much we can do about that. But we'll figure it out though, because I really want vehicles, like broken, rusted vehicles. Yeah. I think that'll be, if I'm looking for like a typical field of Dark Potential, it's like a city that's green and overgrown with vehicles strewn all over the place.
Yeah.
That's my typical field. Like I'm sure, yeah, you have your outside your city fields too, but as soon as you do that, if we built a board that was just foresty, that just looks like, that could be a fantasy board. It could be anything. So as much as it exists in the Dark Potential world, it just doesn't have the right feel.
Yeah, definitely wanted rotted cars all over that board. Cool. But
have a couple questions here. Will there, by Tomb King Nipra, will there be rules for destructible terrain and houses in Dark Potential? Not yet, but that's possible. Blood Angel says, you're going to have a cap on the number of armies in Dark Potential? Assumingly, yeah. I have 6 planned, including the first 3 that we just did. I don't want to do tons because you get like the Games Workshop problem where you have armies that never get updated. I prefer like the Privateer Press scale where they've got like half a dozen per game. So, alright, one last question, not related to Dark Potential. Punisher 1, Matt, what do you think of P. Irisk? I noticed you took a lot of jacks with him, and that was a mistake. In your game that you won against Trolls, when P. Irisk works really well with tons of infantry, such as Iron Fang Pikemen and the Winter Guard Death Star. I definitely want to try him again. I think he's going to be very powerful. I want to try him with the Conquest, put superiority on the Conquest, and then use the rest of his spells for a bunch of infantry. That'll be a lot of fun. Because in a 35-point game, I could bring him in like 2 big squads, like an Iron Fang Pikeman squad, a big squad of Man of War, and then I could even still have some points left over for battle mechanics, I believe. So that'd be fun. We're going to finish here. It's 20 after 4. Thank you for joining us. It's very appreciated. I hope that you enjoyed this show, and stay tuned. Of course, remember, don't forget about the contest to win another Dark Potential starter set. And just a recap of what you have to do. You have to make a video that's about Dark Potential, that's trying to be funny. I have no specifications beyond that. You got to post it on YouTube, and then there's a forum topic on the MiniWarGaming forum. Go to miniwargaming.com/forum, click on the Dark Potential forum, and there will be a topic that says video contest, and you reply to that, and you put a link to the video on YouTube. And that'll enter you in. And next time I do one of these, which will probably be next week, same time, then, well, I will choose a winner. Either I will judge winner based on one I like the most, or I will just pick a random one if there's a lot of good ones, or there are no good ones. Whatever. Either way. And then you'll win a Dark Potential starter set of your choice, shipped anywhere in the world. Of the 3 that are releasing that first.
And go to greenleafterrain.com for all your custom wargaming terrain. I built it well and good prices.
That's right. greenleafterrain.com. Also, check out his YouTube channel, youtube.com/greenleafterrain. Subscribe to that. You put like a whole series of work in progress.
Studio updates of all my clients' work, where they can see the progress of everything, and then everybody gets to see what I'm working on. So.
Yeah, and you had like a whole work in progress series for that, the terrain board.
Yeah, for the Dark Potential board. There's 5 videos.
So you can actually see how it's made. You can see the materials used. You can see his commentary on it, and all that kind of stuff. So it's great. So go check it out. And definitely, you should get some terrain made. And he's your man. greenleafterrain.com. Okay, so let's finish off here. Thank you very much for joining me today. We did have less people today than normal because of Thanksgiving, so wasn't sure if that was going to do more or less. Ended up doing less. We only had about 100 people.
Oh yeah, it's American Thanksgiving.
It is. It is. So happy Thanksgiving to our Americans. Go eat a turkey. If you're vegetarian, eat one anyway, because meat's good for you. This is Matthew from MiniWarGaming. Happy wargaming.
They have like tofu turkey.